Hey Ryan, what would you like to do on a very hot summer day?
Oh, maybe some ice cream or a dip in the river. With the water flowing through my body, I felt like flying. I've always wanted to become a fish.
Then you will love this group. They dive deep into Taiwan's rivers and streams. They can even turn you into a fish in their virtual world.
That sounds amazing.
Absolutely. They're building a 3D database to help researchers study these species.
That's incredibly important work. Making these 3D database available must be a huge help for inspiring everyone to take care of these precious native species.
So, without further ado, let's welcome From Water.
Okay, good morning, dear judges and fellow SOL members. We are From Water team, and today I'm very happy to share our project with you, which is building 3D digital archives of Taiwan's native fish. Building 3D digital archive of Taiwan's native fish, and this is an example of our models, which is a big head gecko called 西哥. Yeah, this is so far our best model. So we are going to build a lot of these 3D models from Taiwan's fish. Okay, in the beginning, let me introduce ourselves to you. Who we are. I'm Shou Jie. I'm the member of Taiwan's Native Fish Conservation Association. And Xun He is a ESG project manager at CTCI. And Kai Chang is an advisory member on riverfish in Forestry Bureau. The model in the first page is made by Kai Chang. Yeah. And in From Water, our mission is to conserve Taiwan's native fish species. And we also want to follow United Nations goal in 2030, which is to mainstreaming biodiversity. And today, to be honest, I'm very happy to be here because I just saw so many great students and those excellent projects. As an adult, to be honest, I'm a little bit ashamed because that's why we are doing this project. We want to do something for our descendants. We want to leave some legacy for these great children. And to be aware that we are focusing on the SDGs 15, life on land, because we are focusing on freshwater fish, not the ocean. Yeah. So the story begins with the native Taiwanese sweet fish. This is an oil painting by Li Meishu. It's just called Sweet Fish in 1938. Once upon a time, Taiwan is a place full of sweet fishes. For example, if you go to Xindian River or the river belong Sanxia, you will just see a lot of sweet fish. Because in that time, our environment is still very good. And during Japanese colonization, actually we have laws to protect sweet fish. So people like Li Meishu or the grandfather of Lian Zhan, Lian Heng, the author of the Taiwan Tongshi, they like this fish very much. But after the nationalist government come to Taiwan, everything changes because Taiwan was experiencing a very rapid and drastic change. We have modern industrialization, but that also comes with some side effects. That is environmental pollution. So after a very short time, only 30 years, those sweet fish are no longer exist in Taiwan. They are gone forever. So in 1968, sweet fish are extincted in Taiwan. So now when your grandchildren ask you, Grandpa, where can I see those sweet fish in Taiwan? You can just ask him to watch Li Meishu's painting. Or there's still one sample in National Taiwan Museum. That's really a sad story because just 30 years, those sweet fishes are gone forever from the earth. And once I heard a story, when you visit the riverside along Zhongzheng Bridge, there are still some stone stoves remains. You know why? Because during the Japanese colonization, the Japanese actually built a swimming pool along the Xindian River. And the people at that time, they can go swimming at the Xindian River. When they get tired, they can just catch the sweet fish in the Xindian River and they use the stone stoves to cook it. So when I first heard this story, I think, wow, that's amazing. How come we don't have this kind of entertainment right now? I think the answer is obvious because most of the rivers around the city are highly polluted. So now we don't have this kind of luxuries to enjoy the fish in the Xindian River. So that's why we are doing this. According to the numbers from worldwide WWF, there's one species disappear every 20 seconds. So there could be a kind of animal or plants that after 20 minutes, they just disappear from the earth. So to be more specific, after this talk, a kind of animal or plants will disappear. So as the chart sees, you can see the extinction rates are rising drastically, and the number of endangered species are also rising every year. So that's why the United Nations comes out with the second goal, which is mainstreaming biodiversity. Because in the past year, we are talking about carbon emission, we are talking about global warming. But there is another implicit problem, which is biodiversity loss. And also, because the biodiversity loss is a global issue, but we also have two local threats, which is for fish, especially for fish. The first one is the loss of natural habitat due to hydraulic engineering. In the past 30 years, we do a lot of engineering to our rivers, but mostly for avoiding floods. But they also destroy the home of the fish. Another very serious problem is the massive invasive species. If you go to 日月潭, you will see just a lot of fish tigers. Those are very dangerous, dangerous to our native species. Those fish can be as large as a gas tank. Yeah. So besides, if you go when visit your river around your neighborhood, you can just see 吴国 fish, or you can see Thailand snakehead fish, 泰国鲤. Yeah. So those invasive species are all around Taiwan. So besides our conservation routine, because I mentioned I am a member of the Taiwan Native Fish Association. So we are doing the daily routine, for example, removal of invasive species. But after joining these activities, I still feel very pessimistic. You know why? Because we are doing too little and the recovery process is very slow. So I'm always thinking about what else can we do to conserve those creatures. So the only thing comes into my mind is maybe I can document those things before they disappear, because I truly believe that someday they will disappear in a very short time. So that's the very original idea of the digital archives. Like this, we are trying to build models for those fishes. The idea first was inspired by the fish.asia. This is a website. Actually, this is a project by Kyōzō University from Japan. They did a very comprehensive and complete work to document the creatures in Japan. For example, there's a lobster in Japan. And besides lobster, they also do documenting on frogs, fish, and all kinds of plants. They did very comprehensive work. So after I browsed more, I just found that not only Kyōzō University are doing this kind of project, but also major museums in the world, such as British Museum, the Smithsonian Institution, or Florida Museum. They are trying to document their repository or collections on the internet using a 3D way. So they are trying to virtualize their collections. So I was quite inspired by those projects. I think, wow, that's really amazing because as a Taiwanese, you may not visit their place or their museum very often, but you can just see those collections online. So also they do create some interesting chemistry, such as the models from Jiuzhou University. They did many works on the deep sea fish, such as this one. And one in 2023, the last Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1, because Godzilla is a deep sea monster. So they just saw this model and the ex-Jiuzhou universities say that, can we use your model in our movie? Yeah, they say, okay. So this model was actually revealed in the latest Godzilla movie. So there's an interesting chemistry after they do this. So as we started to find out how they do it, it's called photogrammetry. They actually, Jiuzhou University is very kind. They actually publish this thesis on the internet, so you can just see how they do it. It's quite simple, but the original picture is a little bit fake. Actually, it's like this. You have to circle around your object with at least 3 different angles, such as if you want to build a model of fish, you can just take the picture of this fish and circle around it. Yeah. And then at least 3 different angles, the front view, the top view, and the bottom view. Then you can build a complete model. So it's quite simple. And there are also various apps you can build 3D models, such as WIDA, Polycan, Luma AI, Relative Scan. You can find all these apps on the internet. They are also very easy to use. So this is our test scans. The first one is we show you the big hexagon model, and the second one is the model I just buy from Quanlian. It's a model of Wu Guoyu. I'm doing some testing so I just buy the Wu Guoyu from Quanlian and build this model. And this one is the invasive species we removed from the Gongsi Tianxi. It's a trash fish, the catfish. So after this trial, we found that actually we can do this, and we have fixed most of the problems. Now there's an improvement in the posture. So we are trying to make the model more vivid, because if you want to see a fish, you want to see the fins expanded, and the posture is more like a real life fish. And we have found that the solution for this is to use formalin. With a certain percentage, we can fix the fish in a better position. So all in all, I think we have mastered skills to build a real vivid 3D model. And then our goal is to publish those models to Sketchfab. We have built an account on it and upload several models. In the future, we want to share our models for free in CC BY license. This is influenced by the British Museum because they also share their models for free. But they use better license, they use CC0, because they think those assets are for humans. As long as you are human, you can use it for free. So we want to share it with the same inspiration. And our progress, now we have done testing. Now we are collecting those samples of Taiwanese fish. But it's quite time consuming because there are almost 20 fishes in Taiwan. And in the future, we want to use for science, education, or even we want to build a first atlas in 3D for freshwater fish. And there are more. We have a major purpose to join this forum is that we want to inspire other people to do the similar things, because there are so many species in the world. You can do frogs, you can do insects, you can do flowers or plants. So I also want to invite every of you. Maybe if you are interested in some kind of species, you can also do this because it's very simple. And as technology advanced, I think citizens like us, We are not professional scientists. We are not professional biologists. As a normal citizen, with the proper tool, we can also do these kind of things to contribute to the digital world. And there are maybe some more even interesting applications. Because, for example, in iNaturalist, if you want to find Xiger, maybe you can just see the picture, the geodetic information. If we build a database, maybe in the future, we can embed those 3D models to iNaturalist. It's a possible solution, and I think it is quite cool. So in conclusion, I think biodiversity equals to future. Just like I said, we want to leave some legacy to our children. Yeah, so I do want to invite every of you. Maybe one day we can finish this kind of atlas of Taiwan, specifically for Taiwan. Then we can leave those legacies to our children. Thank you.
Okay, since you're adults, so I can be a little bit harsh. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We saw your project, we saw your program. It looks like a very expensive project, yeah, to build this, because I think for the first group, they only need 1-2千块台币. So I'm just curious that why 3D model and on native fish? Because, we try to be connected with international community so we can actually promote this internationally. And my core question is that how can this project benefit the environment? Can you address that?
Okay, thank you for your question. I think this project is kind of plan B for the environment, because the first plan is we should conserve the environment first. In our association, we do some conservation because we have some ponds, so we can conserve those, some of the endangered fish in those ponds. But to be honest, in my observation, I still feel the progress is really small and slow, because the people who care about fish are quite small. Yeah, it's a small group. So the efforts we can do is not so much. So that's why I call this Plan B. There's a second plan we can do this is to document those things before they disappear. Yeah. So to answer your question, I think the first one is we should contribute more to real conservation, because we do really want to save those live creatures for our children. But unfortunately, the fact is that some of them maybe disappear very soon. So I think this is the plan B we are doing. Someday, if those things are really disappeared, we can still leave digital assets to our children. Yeah, okay. That's my question, my reply.
Okay, don't worry. I'm not a mean judge. Okay. But anyway, when I see your photos, remind a lot of memory just came to my mind, because when I was a kid, I always go to a pond, try to catch the 牛史记 the 格条腹菊. It's really, really a beautiful fish, because when you see the scale, they will reflect a colorful, very beautiful, shiny color. Okay, so I really like your idea. However, you try to build a 3D model. So when I survey your website, I can see your 3D model. But how can you use this 3D model to remind people this fish is going to extinct? I think you should provide more information. Okay. And second question is, as I know, some fish, they are really similar, like 清江鱼、大肚鱼、野生大肚鱼. So the second question will be like a technological issue. I'm wondering the resolution of your 3D model and how are you going to collect this specimen from your project? Look like you want to collect that specimen. Don't you think that specimen might some key character cannot be revealed in your 3D model? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my two questions.
Okay. So about the first question is how can we? I'll answer the second question first. About resolution, I think if you use a modern mobile phone, such as mine is Samsung S24, yeah, if you use a higher level, the resolution is quite good, like this one, the Ugoi fish. Yeah, so the resolution, I think the resolution is okay. If you want to higher resolution, you even can use a handheld device. You can buy it from internet. It's about $10,000. Yeah, it's not very expensive, but you can get higher resolution. So resolution can be solved by device. Yeah, according to what kind of device you use. And there's a technical issue about the details of the sample, because that's why we are focusing on fixing our postures. Because if you want to classify those fish, you have to know the details. For example, the fins, the number of the fins in the sample. So that's why we are trying to improve our models with more details. We have to expand the fins to show more details so that these samples can be used for scientifically. The first question is how can we promote this? I think that will comes to how we do this promoting. For example, if we can promote this as an education tool in school, we can use this model for education to teach children. When they want to know fish, they can actually see this kind of 3D model instead of pictures. I think that will be more vivid. Of course, if we can see a live fish, that will be even better. But it's quite difficult for teachers to bring those live fish to the school. So I think the 3D model is a substitution for those teaching tools. Okay, thank you.
All right. I do like your project. That's quite innovative. I even reviewed your project many times. So in the end, I reached out to the director of Singapore Zoo. So I talked to the director because he's the expertise of ichthyology. So my only concern is because the quality of 3D models. So because it's very important, accurate for taxonomic research, and also it requires like details about once you want put the natural behavior of fish fins out of the water. Do you? And moreover, with the dead species, the color may not be accurate. Do you ever think about to collaborate with university or research institutions that they specialize for ichthyology? So then maybe you have I have seen you search for many different overseas websites and get some of ideas. But do you have any collaboration with different organizations? I know you work for native fish organization, but you also work for the government, right? So, but do you also co-work with different institutions to maybe have direction to guide you to use different data, different resources? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. And that's why Kai Chang is in our team, because he's an expert in ichthyology. Okay. I'll help him to answer this question. Okay. And also we have members. We have friends such as Professor Liu Qizhang in the National Taiwan University, and I also know the professor in Academia Sinica called Shao Guangzhao. So I think when our project gets more mature, we will ask advice from them. Yeah. So we do have connection to those experts, and I think maybe we can reach out for them for more resources if we need it. And to answer the first question, I think freshness matters. Yeah, because we want to do better sample, we need the fresh water. So we will collect those samples after they are dead immediately. Yeah, so freshness do matters. Okay, that's my reply. Thank you.
How about public science? You can collaborate with kids.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So I also want to invite every of you. If you collect some fish, you can contact us and I will go to get the sample.
So who is in charge for this technology? Your conservation site, or who is in charge? Is it a long-term project?
Yeah.
Who is in charge?
It's we from water. Yeah. Yeah, so far 3.
The society to host.
Yeah.
Only
Yes. Yeah, we hope in the future we can cooperate with other institutions. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.